Welcome to the Tatyana Show. I'm your host, Tatyana. And in case you guys do not know, the Tatyana Show t-shirts are now available on Spreadshirt. So if you want to join the Tatyana Show family and be a part of the movement, go online to the website below and order you a shirt. And right after you're done watching this episode, the shirts do come in different sizes, colors, and available in men and women. And also available is the Tatyana Show coffee mug. So if you know someone who is a coffee lover, why not give them a nice late Christmas gift of the Tatyana Show coffee mugs? But stay tuned because you're watching the Tatyana Show. That is so amazing. So aside from the series, don't forget to tune in to the Tatyana Show November 7th.
Like it, some people move on past.
Man, you have future plans of, back to the Tatyana Show. I'm your host, Tatyana, and don't forget Mississippi State played in the Belt Bowl next week against North Carolina State in the Bank of America Stadium, and you are allowed to use your cowbells. But if you're not going, don't forget to watch the game on ESPN at 2:30. So show your support for Mississippi State and have faith. But in other news and sports, Odell Beckham, Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham, has lost his appeal against his suspension for Sunday's night game against Minnesota. The suspension came from the game against North Carolina Panthers when he was flagged 3 times for unnecessary roughness during a game. And what led to the suspension was his helmet-to-helmet incident with Josh Norman, who has also been fined of $26,000, but he is not suspended from the next game. Odell Beckham tried to appeal the situation, but it happened to loss in the hearing because of his helmet-to-helmet situation. They say that is a #1 no-no in the football world. So, Odell, you got to do better next time. I know you wanted to win really bad, and they lost 38-35 against the Panthers, which make them now 14-0. So go ahead, Cam Newton, dab. And Odell, it's okay. You guys are you're gonna be in the next game. You'll be all right. But in other news in NFL as well, the Sony Pictures has released a statement saying that all NFL players, owners, and families are allowed to see the new movie called Concussion starring Will Smith, which comes out this Christmas Day, which is December 25th. So if you're an NFL player or a family owner or member, you are allowed to see the movie for free. And Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown took a high school football team to go watch the movie because he said he believed that the movie has something that all football players can learn about regardless of age, status, and experience. He wants them to be aware of the dangerousness of playing sports. So that was nice of him to take out a whole entire high school football team. And also the movie is starring Will Smith, as I said before. And you got to check that out because they said Will Smith does a hell of a performance, which I believe because him and Ali would never change my mind. But in other news of performances, Steve Harvey recently hosted the Miss Universe pageant, and we all know about his blooper that he made by accidentally crowning the wrong Miss Universe. But little do everyone know, Steve Harvey, before the pageant aired, he signed a multi-year contract with the Miss Universe pageants. So he will be back next year regardless of the blooper that he made during the pageant. They also say that Steve Harvey signed for the largest amount in a contract of any host in history of the U.S. pageants. So of the Miss Universe pageant. So congratulations, Steve Harvey, in your multi-year contract, and also being the first host to have the most in a contract, the most money in a contract. So congratulations, and I can't wait to see you next year because you are a hilarious host and a funny person. So cheers to Steve Harvey. But in case you guys do not know, in 2011, there was a high school student by the name Taylor Bell of Fulton, Mississippi, that got expelled because of a rap song that he made talking about sexual allegations against coaches to female students at the school at the time. and that he was expelled, but he is fighting the case because of the First Amendment rights that he have the freedom of speech to write a song, and he goes by the name T Bizzle. That's his rapper name. But what make the story interesting is now it is getting appealed to the Supreme Court, and the case may be heard by the U.S. Supreme Court, and he also has the support of T.I., Big Boy, and Killer Mike. These are rappers in the industry, and that they are there, and they say that they would defend T Bizzle or Taylor Brown in his case against the U.S. Supreme Court. We do not know if it's official, but he will be heard in February to see if the case will make it to the U.S. Supreme Court, and that he gets, everything straightened out between him and the Fulton schools. And I hope the best for him and his family in this situation. But that's all the information I have in news right now. But stick around because I have an interview with Jarquita Brown talking about modeling and the real truth of it. Stay tuned because you're watching the Tatyana Show. Welcome back to the Tatyana Show. I'm your host, Tatyana, and who I have with me today on the show is Miss Jarquita Brown. She's an upcoming model and also a recent graduate. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So tell me, when did you first find your passion for modeling?
When I first found my passion for modeling, I was young. My mom, she has always been like the fashionable one in the family, and like she would put me in like pageants and like runway shows here and there throughout when I was in like elementary, middle school, and high school. But I really didn't started taking it as seriously, and I really didn't find that I was like something I was really passionate about until college.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I kind of started putting myself out there more as far as wanting to get in the fashion modeling industry.
And so how did college help you like just really reveal that?
Well, it all started when I was on this organization, Models of Distinction, for 2 years. I was on Models of Distinction. I served on the executive board for 1 year, and then the organization left State's campus, and I didn't want it to end, so I decided that I wanted to start my own fashion organization, Student Fashion Association, which is now going into our 2nd year. So from there, that's when I realized that I not only wanted to do modeling anymore, I wanted to start helping other people branch out into the modeling industry.
Okay, so what advice can you give someone who wants to be a model?
Advice that to anyone who wants to be a model, I say go out, find you a great photographer that's willing to help you as far as getting your photos together and things like that. Brand yourself. Take photos if you have to pay, for a nice photographer. Just take. As far as advice, like if you want to get into the modeling industry, I say find you a great photographer, anyone who's willing to do test shoots with you or anything like that. Set up your good portfolio, because when you want to go out to like high-end modeling agencies that's not only in the Mississippi area but other places as well, they're going to ask you for your portfolio, and take runway training classes. Have someone to work with you one-on-one as far as runway posing for photography and like everything.
So how did you get help to polish yourself up?
Well, I did. I work with a lot of photographers. I've taken a lot of runway classes. I've had like 5 maybe runway coaches, people I still work with today now to brush up on my skills a little bit. YouTube helped. Watching famous supermodels and people like that on YouTube, like that could be a big help as well.
Yeah. So what have college taught you that you feel like you can use out in the real world for modeling?
College has taught me, since I started my own organization, I not only want it to be just for the models, I also want to get other people involved who has an interest in the fashion industry. and we have people on backstage. You know, they're in charge of, you know, choosing the themes for you know, runway shows and stuff we do like that. They plan out the setup for the shows and things like that. We have stylists. We may have a show where the models have to bring in their own clothes, and the stylists, you know, they'll help the models, you know, choose their outfits and things like that. We have makeup artists that come in and help. We have photographers that's always there willing to help.
Okay. So now since you're out of school, do you have plans to focus more on?
Yes, I do actually. I started working on a documentary, which will be finished really soon. It's a documentary about all the boutiques in the Starkville area. I decided that I wanted to go and get the history to see how they started their own businesses. And, you know, I learned a lot when I was out filming for that documentary. I just learned more about how to get into the business of, you know, how to, you know, be a part of working in fashion.
Okay. So what is one thing that you learned about the business?
One thing that I've learned is that it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to keep your business up and running. They work nonstop.
Yeah. So also, what advice can you give someone who may want to like start a business or, you know, do a business after learning about other people?
I say for me, because I do plan on, I want to have my own modeling agency one day. It has always been like my dream, my passion to help other inspiring models and anyone else who wants to get into the fashion industry. It has always been a dream of mine to help them get out there, you know, to brand themselves more. I guess one piece of advice I could give to anyone who's interested is that do your research. Do your research and like don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do, because I know like a lot of people think it's hard to actually work in fashion and to actually become a part of the industry, but I feel if you continue to work towards your dream more and more, that you can get there and that it's possible.
Yeah. So do you have any plans to leave or move somewhere else?
Yes, not right now. I plan to stay in this area a little bit longer to do just a little bit more freelance fashion journalism. But yes, I do plan on moving to a bigger city real soon.
Mm-hmm. So once you move out there, what is your goal when you get there?
My goal is to just continue, you know, working on my fashion brand that I want for myself, and to just find my place in the fashion industry.
That can work. Baby steps.
Yes, baby steps.
So do you have a name already for your agency that you want to start?
I've been thinking of a lot of names. I started I go by Jar. A lot of people call me Jar, like since I've been in college. But I started my project. It's actually called the Jar Project, where I tell fashion stories. I go around telling, you know, people who's working their way towards being in the fashion industries. I go around interviewing them, asking them, you know, about like what has it been like and how hard has it been for them to actually branch out into that.
So what has been the hardest part for you doing this?
The hardest part, I used to be really shy, and you know, yeah, I used to be like really shy as far as going out interviewing people, but I became like more and more comfortable with, you know, going out, talking to people, and, you know, just really just speaking out in general. So that has really helped me, like the courses that I've taken at Mississippi State, being a broadcasting major, that has really helped me boost my confidence level into actually really wanting to go out and to pursue this dream that I have for fashion.
Okay. So what is one of the things that you enjoy the most that keep pulling you back?
One of the things that I enjoy most, I guess just to keep going, like it's not a day that goes by that I'm not reading like Vogue magazine or, you know, on YouTube watching videos of like, you know, places like Vogue, Teen Vogue, like a lot of, you know, YouTube channels that do like fashion interviews and stuff like that. That keeps me going, and I always keep a journal with me, a planner. Like I just like to write everything out. That keeps me going.
What is something that you can tell the people about modeling and that whole fashion industry that they may not know from just
I guess something that they may not know is that like those people, like they work really hard to get to like where they want to be at in the fashion industry.
Okay. So tell me, is there any one piece of advice you may want to give someone or leave anyone to know?
I say just stay confident. Like confidence like will get you places. Always follow your dream. Never have anyone tell you what you can and cannot do. It's your life. Live it to the fullest. You can do anything you want to do. Just go out and get it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And also, thank you all for watching the Tatyana Show.